And we are recording. Hey, what's up, TC? I am super excited to see your faces on a Tuesday night. And here come my kids.
Can I get some olive?
Sure.
Is it tiny?
Go right ahead. I knew as soon as I hit record, somebody was going to bust in here. Never fails. But that's okay, because we do this business to have the flexibility to be with our families. So I see some new faces on here who don't really know me. I am Bethany Dearborn. I'm your Triple Diamond upline. I have been in It Works for 4 years as of the end of March. And I love it more and more every day. The Lord has taught me so much through this business, and He's brought me so many sweet friends, friendships that I didn't even know I needed. And I love that I get to be on. I mean, this technology is just mind-blowing. When I first started, we didn't have Zoom and all of this. And I only ever got to see face-to-face my local team and long-distance team like once a year at conference. And so just to be able to be here with you guys is so exciting for me. I know you are here because your families are important to you, and this business is important to you because of what it can do for your family and what you want to do for others through this business. And tonight, I want to help you go Ruby. I've got a couple of people who are going to be sharing with you. But they just announced our cruise on Sunday night, and the main focus of our cruise is to reward us for doing exactly what it is we're supposed to be doing anyway. And this is enrolling new customers, enrolling new distributors, and helping those new distributors get to Ruby as fast as possible. So I don't want you guys to look at these cruise qualifications and panic, because it's just the same stuff that we're already supposed to be doing. And so we're going to kind of touch on that, and then I want to make sure we get your questions answered, and just kind of love on you tonight and leave you tonight feeling a little bit more excited and a little bit more prepared to get to Ruby, okay? Before we begin, you guys need to know that you need to be reminded. I feel like you need to be reminded today that everybody's journey is completely different. Some people come into this business and go diamond in 9 days. I mean, seriously, who does that? Some people come in this business and they work their tail off, yet sit a distributor for 2 years. One of my sweet friends, Melissa Cager, she was just on a call we did a couple of months ago. She busted her tail, but sat at distributor for 2 years. Before she ever even promoted to executive, she had a personally enrolled diamond pop under her, and everybody was telling her to quit because what's the point? She's already passed you. You're not making what you thought you would be making. Why stay here? And the very next month she went executive, and the very next month she went Ruby. I think probably just to prove them all wrong, because I know Mo and she's a fighter. But now that she's stuck with it, Erin shared this on a video she did yesterday. But you guys, now that she's stuck with it, all she has to do is help one of her other girls go Ruby, and she's a diamond. And then she needs to help that Ruby get to Emerald, and she's a double diamond. She's about to go from stuck at distributor for 2 years to double diamond, making $6,000 a month in just a matter of a few months. That's how quickly this can change in this business. And Melissa is no different than any one of these faces I'm looking at on this Zoom tonight. I need you to understand that. If you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth, everybody nod at me. Okay. Melissa is no different than you. She struggled to find the time to work this business. She struggled to find the people. She struggled when people were telling her to quit, but she didn't quit. And now it's finally paying off. Okay. You're going to hear a lot in this business. I've heard it time and time again. Sometimes I allow it to sink in and sometimes I don't. But your journey is your own. It is not going to look like anyone else's. And I was thinking about this just tonight as I finished my workout, and I kind of posted about it. But every time you work out, every single rep works to build that muscle that you're working, or every cardio workout works to build your heart muscle. You kind of see where I'm going with this. But eventually, if you keep at it and you're willing to put in the time, you can craft a sculpted physique. It's going to be hard. Some days are going to suck. Some days you're going to want to quit. Some days you're going to fall off the wagon and you're not going to work out and you're not going to eat right. But ultimately, if you stick to it and learn what you need to along the way, you can get to physically where you're wanting to go. Okay? Not everybody is into being uber fit, and that's totally cool. The point here is this. I am not going to get caught up in not achieving my physique as fast as so-and-so when our physiology is completely different. Our emotional makeup is completely different. Our time, the makeup of my day is completely different. Maybe that person has 15 hours a week she can spend working out, and I've got 45 minutes a day. Or everything about me is individual. Every single aspect of my being is individual. Everything about you is completely individual, which also means everything you put your hands to also becomes individual. This business is no different. We have the steps that work, and that's what we're going to be teaching you tonight. But the way you apply them, the effort with which you apply them, the rapidity with which you apply them is all going to determine how quickly you get to that end physique. Every time you flex your blitzing muscles, and every time you flex your charting muscles, and every time you flex those business muscles, you are getting closer to Ambassador Diamond. Every single one of you is just a little baby black diamond. You just have to work your muscles and learn what you need to, and feed your little body, your little black diamond body, everything it needs to be able to become what it is you're wanting to become. Do you guys get that? And the first step toward becoming black diamond is to get to executive and to get to ruby. And then you teach your people how to get to ruby. Black diamonds are just made up of a whole bunch of little rubies. That's all it is. And rubies are made up of one rep at a time, one step at a time, one blitz at a time, and one share at a time. And you don't quit. Okay? Okay, so I've got a couple of people I want to share with you. Christy is going to start us off. Christy Boucher, go ahead and unmute yourself, my dear. Tell us about going ruby.
When I first went ruby, it was more under my power than growing it necessarily, because part of it was I filled my 400 boxes to be able to promote. And so this month really was the first month that I had enough people working underneath me that I didn't have to do that. And I have to tell you, that's a much better feeling than the other one. The biggest thing is thinking globally, thinking big picture. if that comes to you naturally, then you're going to see how you need to put people underneath other people and pair them up as teams, either by where they live or what they like to do, or their styles maybe, or the opposite styles. An outgoing person with a more introverted person go blitzing together and help each other, really bring God into it and pray on that as to where to put people, if that's a huge thing, at least to me. And the one thing that I suck at that I need to get better at is following up with my loyal customers. The one thing that I'm good at is that I can see big picture. In fact, I saw big picture so big that when I placed people, I placed to promote and didn't place to get my first bonuses because I missed that part. So I was placing loyals under everybody else and didn't have 4, but I had enough BV, so I thought I was good. So you do have to do the building blocks, but think about the big picture, because where you place those rubies is how quickly you promote. If you don't put people underneath properly, it's going to slow your roll, slow your promotions. And then for me, it's waiting on God's timing, because I want to just roll on through, and he's really been working on me with that and trying not to roll over people maybe, and to follow the path that he has for me, because I have seen this very clearly laid out, but I still want to rush ahead at where I can, and he doesn't bless that, and I've seen it happen. So my biggest challenge is talking to enough people to make it happen, and I think that's a lot of people's biggest challenge. Some people have 1,000 people on Facebook and 3,000 people on Instagram, and there's no people, and they can talk to people, and they're signing people right and left. Following how God leads me to speak to people and actually doing it, that's my biggest challenge.
Christy, can you tell them, because I love that you're a grandma and you're doing this so you can have the time available for your babies, but you're not a grandma that sits at home and does nothing. You work a job. Tell us about your hours at work, your commute, what that looks like, and how you work around that.
Well, today I didn't work around it much. I've got a couple people at work that are potentials, and so I talk to them. I like it when new people come to work, but a typical day is 10 hours at work, trying to fit in talking to people along the way. Right now, this morning I drove in 2 hours, worked 10 hours. I'm packing to move tonight, taking a break to talk to you for a few minutes, running up and down stairs, loading my car. One of the things that I try to be attentive to is when I go pay my rent, take Blitz cards. When I go, obviously restaurants, shopping, we know those type of things, the drive-through, but trying to plan it into your errands that have to be done anyways. Consciously stopping, and last month we were doing some power hours, doing the 15 minutes of looking for people to book a party, 15 minutes of talking to potential distributors, things like that, where you're doing a nugget at a time. And that can be broken into 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes in the afternoon and 15 minutes in the evening. I do a lot on my phone with my earbuds in when I'm driving for 2 hours, as far as talking to distributors, trying to keep them motivated, trying to keep them understanding what they're doing. We're going to try to do more team training this month, just to help them get effective.
Awesome. Thank you. I know it was a bit inconvenient for you to hop on, and I appreciate it. So thank you for that. Feel free to mute yourself and listen in as you're moving. I know that was kind of tricky, but okay. So I wanted to throw that in at the beginning so Christy could kind of go and do her thing and listen in, but I want to talk to you guys about the specifics of what you need to do to get to Ruby, okay? And this is what you're going to be doing to earn points for the cruise, and this is what you're going to be teaching your people so they can earn points for the cruise, which also earns you points for the cruise. And some of you are new enough that you are running for your either $500 or $1,000, even in some cases, your Ruby bonus. And so this is what you want to do. Your very first action item is to make sure you absolutely get your first 4 loyals in your first 30 days. That is non-negotiable if you are wanting that Ruby bonus, okay? You also get extra bonus points for the cruise when your new person, like if you sign a new distributor and that new distributor gets his or her first 4 loyals in first 30 days, you get points for that. And so they're rewarding us for what it is we're already supposed to be doing. Okay. Step 1, new people, make sure you get your 4 loyals. All right. Those of us who have been in a little bit and are training new people, that is the first thing we need to train them to do, is make sure they get those first 4 loyals. Okay. That is 100% required. They've got to get that done. Okay. After that, and sort of along the way with that, it's not that they're mutually exclusive. It's not that when you first start, you only talk to people about being a customer. That's not our job. Our job is to share both opportunities with everyone and let them choose which one works best for them. Okay. You don't ever want to only offer the business to a person just because that's what you need. That's not your job. You need to offer both options and let that person choose for themselves which way they want to go. Does that make sense? Okay. Awesome. So as you're finding those first 4 customers, you have also offered them, in most cases, the business opportunity. There are some people maybe who are a part of a different business, or you feel like they've already said, you know what, I'm not interested in the business, but I will support you by being a customer. There are those people, and you don't want to harp on it and, join my team, join my team, join my team. That's not going to get us anywhere. So you found those first 4 loyals, and you're going to sort of turn your focus to finding distributors. But again, you're offering all of it to everybody as you go. And so they're not mutually exclusive. But I do change up the way I post on Facebook depending on what I'm looking for. And if I'm really focusing on distributors, I will be I'll message a little bit more about that. I don't neglect looking for loyal customers, but it does kind of go back and forth. I hope that's making sense. But we're looking for our distributors. Your goal is to find 3 as fast as you can. 3 distributors is what's on our steps to success. 4 customers, 3 distributors, as fast as you can. Okay? But let's talk about what happens when you find them. You need to go into your eSuite, into the Documents tab, and print your rank charts. Okay? This is the executive chart. This is your first promotion with It Works. Is there anybody who has not seen this yet? If you haven't seen this yet, make sure you log in when we're done and save that PDF so you can print it as soon as you get to a printer, okay? These, if customers are the lifeblood of our business, then I think our charts would be like the skeletal system, because it helps you to build a strong body of an organization. It allows us to see, to have this visual so we can know where distributors need to go and where customers need to go so that we can promote, which also, and this is what I love, it helps me help you reach your goals, because I can look at Julie's chart and say, oh girl, you are so close. You're only 50 BV away under Serena, and then you're executive, and then you're Ruby. And it helps me help you, and we're all just here achieving goals together. So let's look. This is the executive chart, and I'm not as good as this as Ashley Sinclair is, but we're just going to make it work. So this is your executive chart. This is your first promotion. You need 2 distributors to be an executive. Okay? Now, when you sign a distributor, you're going to take a pencil and write his or her name in this box. And then when you sign your second distributor, you write his or her name in this box. At that point, you are what we call charted for executive. That means your boxes are full, and now we're just waiting on some volume to pop so you can actually achieve your promotion. You can't be an executive until we have enough volume in each place. And a qualified box in It Works is only 400 BV. That's just about $400 in sales, which is pretty impressive. If you've ever tried to promote in any other company, it's redonkulous. So you go executive by having 2 distributors get to 400 BV, or GV in this case, each. And GV just stands for group volume. That means that this person, all of this person's customers, all of this person's distributors, and all of those distributors' customers are all in this line, and all of that group adds up to be this person's group volume. Does that make sense? Did I lose anybody? It's totally okay to say I lost you, because that's a lot of information. Okay. So when your 2 people get to 400 group volume each, 400 here, 400 here, boom, we get to celebrate your promotion, and Shannon is an executive with It Works. What? Everybody's going to do a dance, and we're all so excited. Okay? After you go executive, your next stop is Ruby. And what I love about this business, look, you guys see this person right here? Say we're talking about Shannon. Shannon's right here. Shannon's going to help one of her first 2 people go executive. She just went executive, and her next step is to teach her people how to go executive. You do it, and then you're going to teach your person how to do it. It's stepping stones. I've done the hopscotch. Now I'm going to teach you how to do the hopscotch, and then you're going to teach somebody how to do the hopscotch. Okay? So she's going to help one of her people go executive. So that person needs 2. And then she already had these 2. So she just needs to add 1 more, and she will be a Ruby. Does that make sense? So it's a total of 5 to go Ruby. You need 3 yourself, and one of your 3 needs 2. And when you put names in boxes with your pencil, we always chart in pencil because you're going to erase and it's going to get crazy. Trust me on this. All right. Names in boxes. You are then charted for your promotion. You're charted for Ruby. And then we have to wait for what to happen. We have to wait for the volume, okay? Because this person needs 400, 400, 400, and 400. And this person will be over 400 because of these 2 people. So we just need to make sure that he or she is commission qualified. and has those first 4 loyals. Okay? All right. Now, it's the same 3 steps. Do you need to ask a question? I've got you muted, but I can unmute you. Okay.
4 loyals and two distributors?
I'm sorry, I cut you off. Say that again.
4 loyals and 2 distributors?
For which?
For the Ruby. So I would need to have my 3 distributors and 4 loyals, and then my executive would need to have 4 loyals and 2 distributors.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
You need your 3, and
Right.
like we have A, B, and C, and then A needs her 1 and 2, and then
Plus the 4 loyal.
yep, and then she needs
Okay.
to have her 4 loyals. Yes, you're exactly right. And then everybody needs to get to 400 GV, so the volume is up, and then that person at the top goes Ruby.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
You are very welcome. That is why we're here. Okay. So if you are doing your steps to success, step 1 is to make sure you're qualified to earn commissions. And we do that 2 ways. Run your 80 BV auto shipment, which is the only absolute way to guarantee you're going to get paid, or to get to 150 PBV for the month, which is an option we have to offer, and I don't love it. Because if somebody returns a product at the end of the month and it drops you down below 150, baby, you don't get paid. Okay? I kind of miss the days when 80 BV auto shipment was the law, because then everybody got paid. But if you want to earn business money, I promise you it will pay you to treat this like a business and do whatever it takes to make sure you can run that auto shipment. There were months when I first started that I didn't have the $80, but I ran it anyway, and then I busted my tail to go sell some wraps. And, you know, some days it wasn't easy, but I did it because I knew I wanted to make CEO money from my cell phone. Okay, so that's in a nutshell. A nutshell? Apparently I'm from the South, because that was a nutshell on how to go Ruby. I'm looking at some leaders' faces, and Rhonda's giggling at me. But I'm wondering, do I have a leader who would like to speak on what to do if you've gotten a slow start? And does that matter? Rhonda, jump on it, baby. I was hoping it would be you, but I knew you were tired, so I didn't want to call you out.
Oh yeah, I'm never too tired to talk about how good God is. If you want to talk slow start, you're gonna talk about Rhonda's start. I jumped in. I did not get my first 4 loyals. I didn't really jump. I sort of iceberged in. Very, very slow movement. Until all of a sudden one day the light bulb went on and I went, oh, I can make money doing this. And that was probably about 9 months in. The light bulb went on. Oh, I went to green carpet. That's what happened. I went to green carpet. The light bulb went on. And I was all in from then forward. My paycheck doubled that next month. It doubled the next month. It doubled the next month. I went executive. No, it doesn't matter if you go slow. It doesn't matter if it takes you 10 years to get to ambassador. Who cares? I'm still rich in 10 years. That's the important part. And today, I made new friends at the mall. I hate the mall. I went to the mall. But I made new friends. We have a very strong new potential distributor that we made friends with, she's coming to a party that we're having. It's going to be amazing. I posted on the Team Catalyst. Well, I don't know if any of you saw it, but it was the little Nike swoop, only it was kind of a it wasn't a whoop, it was a Well, it doesn't matter if you start off with a you can kick it into high gear and the sky's the limit. It doesn't really matter because I can make Black Diamond money.
Yes, you can. So tell someone who is not moving as quickly as they would have hoped, what do they do to change it? Because I am watching you do it.
Oh my gosh. Okay. You know what the first thing I did was I figured out where my pockets of time were. I'm a very busy person. We all are very busy people. I'm not letting being tired or having a bad day be an excuse to not go out and go blitz. I'm not letting the excuses be more important than what I know I need to get done. I'm using Buffer for my social media because I have 15 minutes when I lay in bed to dink on Facebook. I'm going to dink on Facebook anyway. I might as well go ahead and set up some buffers for the next day. I'm being much more thoughtful about what I'm posting on social media. I almost feel guilty about doing the things that I'm doing. The first was my anniversary. I posted about it. I let 95 people like that sucker. And then guess what I did? I posted about it works. All 95 people saw that.
Because we know now that after they've interacted with a different post, that strengthens our relationship bond on Facebook, and then Facebook is going to show them the next thing that you post. So yes, that is very tricky. But what I love that you said was that it's become a zero excuses environment for you.
Right.
Guys, I talked to her earlier today, and she was so tired. It almost sounded like she was in tears, and she was asking for prayer because she was committed to making this promotion happen, and she was going after an extremely long day of work to go blitz because she knew that's what can get her the new people that she needs. I love that. Thank you, Rhonda, for sharing.
Well, and becoming fearless, following God's lead and becoming fearless. Y'all, you don't know the me I used to be. I used to be scared to death to walk up to somebody at Walmart and ask where something was. Okay, those of you that know me now, you're laughing. Because I'll ask anybody anything, anytime, any place. Really. It doesn't bother me now. God has just brought me through to a new place. This girl at the mall tonight, she was at the customer service thing. She was sitting there and she was writing out stuff. Well, it had dollar signs in front of all the things. And I said, I'm just going to tell you, I'm being incredibly nosy. I see dollar signs in front of all of these things. Are you looking for a way to make extra money? Boom. She was looking for a way to make extra money from her cell phone while she works her 2 jobs.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And, when you're praying for those opportunities and you're looking for them with an open mind, you are going to find them. Carrie, I know we had talked about that you had a few things you would like to share. Why don't you do that now for me? Thank you, Rhonda.
Thanks, Rhonda. Thanks, everybody. Christy's my little sister. So last August, I was talking to a friend of mine's daughter who lives in Colorado about It Works, because I wanted to lose weight. I wanted to tighten tone. I wanted all the stuff she had. And I was getting ready to sign with her, and then Christy came out for a visit. And I was telling her about it. She goes, wait, I'm a distributor. And I'm like, well, when were you going to tell me? Hello? So I called up my friend, and I told her, I felt bad because I was going to sign with you. And she said, it's family first. and it's one team, one mission. And that came back a few months later when my best friend said, I don't really want to sign with my daughter. She doesn't really understand our age and everything. Can't I sign with you? And I said, no, family first, one team, one mission. We can talk all you want about product, but go sign with her. So, but anyway, my sister and I thought, I signed up right away, and I didn't have a kit yet. I wanted to have a party. Let's have a party. So, we signed up, I think I signed up 4 loyals. I don't remember what Christy did, and a distributor that day. And parties have kind of been my thing. Last couple of parties, however, were just kind of a training session for my distributors because they're the only ones that showed up. But that was fine. I mean, I got some time with them, went through the party pad, and we had a great time. So even if we plan something and it doesn't work out the way we think, I don't know, God's got this plan, and I know that this is where I'm supposed to be. I was really bummed last month that I didn't make Ruby. I was just real close. And then when we heard about the cruise, I'm like, man, I can have 2,500 points towards the cruise by doing Ruby this month, So there again, God's got my back, He's just, the number one thing that I don't think I would ever quit this business is because, like Bethany was saying, of the friends that I'm making, how this company is not afraid to put Jesus out there, in there, around. He's in the middle. And, you can see the outcome of what's happening with this company. And everything that I've tried works, so that I'm not a salesperson, but I can share what works for me. And I'm a product of the product. I'm down, I haven't been below 130 in 25 years. And it's so simple, I was using the system before we called it the system, but same thing. And adding the cleanse just really helped. But I made executive, I joined August 30th, and I think I made executives in October, and I've been sitting there ever since. But now I've got this kind of, like Rhonda said, I'm kind of becoming a more fearless person. I will go up, these products work for me. I can go up to a complete stranger and say, have you heard of the crazy wrap? Have you heard of It Works? And most of them say, I had no idea. I had eye surgery last week. I took packets of WOW stapled to Blitz cards to the surgery center. And because the first time I had my eye surgery, one of the nurses said they were interested in the wrinkle cream. So I took a bunch of them in, and I gave them to the nurse. I said, last time I was here, somebody was interested. Can you put them in your break room? And she said, put them in my break room. I'm taking all these home. You're going to have to bring more. It's and then today I had the stitches out, a different doctor's office. So, and I'm not afraid to talk about it and, and to put it out there. I haven't gotten any response from my blitzing yet, but that's not up to me. It's up to me to take the action.
Good girl.
And I'm taking the action. And like, Rhonda said, if it takes 10 years, it takes 10 years. But I'm going to work my hiney off for this cruise because I want to go. Because I had so much fun at conference with you guys that I want to go to everything,
Love it.
So I just know that the steps to success are so simple. For me, things have to be simple. I am assistant to a general manager at a resort, work really long hours, but I don't want to do that forever. And he knows that. He's on Facebook. He asked me the other day, are you going on a cruise when you're supposed to go to Dallas with me in November? I said, well, maybe. Probably not, but maybe. I'm going to try.
That's awesome.
So I'm lucky that he's, he's okay with it. But I want to be able to work part-time. I want to be able to work from wherever I am. I like my sister. I want to spend more time with my grandkids. And I just want the freedom that you guys have. I see all this freedom. You guys work from anywhere. That's why I will never quit, because I'm working for that freedom. And I'm working to be home with my husband, who had a double lung transplant 7 years ago. He's outlived the average by 2 years so far.
Wow.
I have big whys here. I want to get out of that corporate world, and I want to do this. This is where my heart is. So
I love it.
That's just kind of how I got here, and I hope to be on that cruise with all of you. We can all go.
Yes, we
Let's do it.
can. Thank you, Carrie. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. So I want you guys to look around at the faces on this call. We've heard from some businesswomen. We've heard from a couple of grandmothers who are doing this to have freedom. It is not a young man's game, or it's not a young woman's game, and it's not something where you have to be hoity-toity. And so as you guys, some of you are struggling with who you're going to share this with and who you're going to ask to take a look at this opportunity. And I know you, I'm looking at your faces, and you're already prejudging people. Oh, well, they wouldn't want to join me because. Carrie, do you mind telling us how old you are?
I'm 59. I have to think how old my son is. Yeah, I'm 59.
I love it. Rhonda?
I'm 49 and my grandson is 9.
Okay. We've got grandmothers. Carrie is 59, but I have actually spoken with a 85-year-old grandmother who went diamond not too long ago in this business. 85 years old. Okay? This can be for anyone. I have friends who were paralegals. I have friends who were lawyers. I'm a retired personal trainer. I'm a retired school teacher. We've got doctors. We've got physical therapists. We've got stay-at-home moms. We've got boutique owners. And one of our stay-at-home moms, Ashley Shull, is a relatively new Ruby promotion, and she has just a little tidbit she wants to share with you guys from today. I want you to hear her no excuses story from today, and then we've got a little bit to finish up, and then we'll open it up for some questions. What you got, Ash?
Okay. My warm market has started to run out lately, so I've been trying to add new people on Facebook and get out of my comfort zone and blitz. Blitz is the one thing I hate to do. But today I left the house, drove a little over an hour to my son's neurology appointment, and was determined that I was going to blitz every nurse, receptionist, doctor, whoever that I saw. Didn't quite get all of them, but I did talk to one of the nurses who was very excited, asking me questions, said she's going to check out my website and contact me. And then I also blitzed receptionist as I was heading out. And she didn't say as much as the nurse did, but she did look at the card, and I said, my website's there. But I just want to say, son's neurology appointment, guys, I was going to go anyways. And there was ladies there who had no clue, had never heard of It Works before. And so it was just up to me to get that card in their hand. And like I said, blitzing is not my thing at all. But I didn't die.
But did you die?
And 2 more people know about It Works, and I may have 2 potential loyal customers there. So saying work it into your everyday.
Exactly. Again, Ashley's story is just another one of those that goes to, you don't know who is going to be interested. She has 2 boys, one of whom needs so much extra care, and she is constantly taking him to appointments, and they are traveling, and it's all over the place, and they're intense appointments, or he's sick, or he's had a seizure. And, again, Ashley could use any of those as excuses not to, but those are her reasons why she does this. And I cannot stress to you guys enough, because there's some new faces on here that haven't heard me talk about this before. But as you look at the faces on this Zoom, I want you to realize the diversity that It Works allows us to share with. That's odd syntax, but this business can be for anybody. And it's your job to open your mouth and share. It's your job to share the opportunity, and it's your job to share the products. And we do that by blitzing. We do that by sending messages on Facebook. We do that by just talking to people, having relationships with people, loving on people, trying to identify what need they have that you can meet. Sometimes it's going to be business related. Sometimes it'll be just human related. Sometimes these people just need us to be able to listen to them and love on them and show that we care, and that they're not just about a dollar sign. So real quick before I close with some, action items, does anybody have any questions? I don't want to keep you here all night. And we did just a very brief how to go executive and how to go Ruby. But I feel like the rest of what was said was sort of important and necessary. Anybody have questions? Okay, we are just that awesome. Nobody has questions. Did anybody have, any of my leaders, any of you guys who have been around a while, have something you want to add? Just a quick line drop before I close us out.
I have one.
Okay, what you got, Rhonda Bays?
Actually, it was one of my distributors under me today said something that she was reading a thing, and it said, fear is temporary, but regret is forever.
Oh, so freaking true.
If we run our business being fearful, we're going to have regrets for forever. If we run our business being bold and stepping out in faith, we're not going to have regrets.
You're exactly right.
That was my nugget for today.
I love it. That's a great nugget, actually. Okay. Every single one of these faces that I am looking at has the power to promote this month, whether it's to executive, whether it's to Ruby, Diamond, double, triple, presidential, whatever. You have the power to do it. That dream that has been placed in your heart, that dream that got you here in the first place, whatever that why is there for a reason. God does not put those dreams in your heart to frustrate you. He puts them there to draw you closer to what it is that he's wanting to accomplish with you. So your first action item is to embrace with 100% belief that you can accomplish what it is that you came here to accomplish. It is our job to take God at his word. He is the creator of time and space. He's the creator of everything we know. He holds us in the palm of his hand. He did not bring you here to frustrate you. He brought you here to accomplish his purpose in you, and for others through you. That is why you're here. If that doesn't get you excited, then I'm not sure what would. That gets me excited. So you need to have 100% belief in him that he can accomplish through you what it is he has called you to. Because he said so. And his word will not return void. Okay? There is a file on the Team Catalyst wall called Faith Confessions, or it may not be in the files. It may be in a thread somewhere. I'm going to find it. I'm going to bump it to the top. I want you guys to go find it sometime tonight. It's called My Faith Confessions. And it's statements about who we are as a child of God. And I printed them off and I glued them in the front of my Bible study notebook, and I read them first thing every morning because I need to be reminded every single day that I'm here to accomplish what he wants me to, and he did not bring me here to leave me here. Okay? So you need that. You need your 100% belief in what he's doing for you. But then your next step is you need a definite goal. If you don't know what your goal is, you don't know where you're going. Okay? If you go to a strange town or city and you know you want to see a whole bunch of stuff, but you don't make a goal, you don't know exactly what it is that you want to see, you're going to drive around willy-nilly all day, all weekend, whatever, and you might have a little bit awesome, but you're going to miss a whole lot, and you probably will never actually accomplish everything you could have because you didn't know exactly what you were there to do. All right? So you've got to have a goal, a definite goal. It needs to be a specific goal. Right now, a lot of your faces, your goal is to go Ruby. Your goal is to go executive. Your goal is to go diamond or double. Some of you may be trip oriented and you're just, ooh, I'm going to get on that boat. I want to earn 20,000 cruise points or whatever, but you need to have a definite goal. Then we have positive self-talk. What you put in is what you get out. If you are constantly telling yourself, I can't, I don't have time, I don't know how, why the heck am I here? I listened to something this morning. Your mind is the most fertile soil in existence. It's like a farmer's got a pasture full of land and he's going to plant his crop in this soil. The land itself does not care what you plant. It couldn't give a patoot about it, okay? But it will absolutely 100% without fail return to that farmer whatever he plants. If he plants corn, it's going to return corn. If he plants nightshade, a poisonous blossom, that's what it's going to return. Your mind is even more powerful than the land, okay? Whatever you're planting in your mind is what it's going to return to you. If you are filling it with the truth about what Christ says about you in him, then that's what it's going to return. And your heart is going to be at peace and you're going to be excited about life. But if you are constantly allowing the world's lies to be planted in your brain and niggling doubt and fear, if you're planting that, that's what you're going to get back. So positive self-talk about the truth about you and who you are in Christ is going to be hugely important for your success. Along those lines, you need to be talking about the reasons why you can succeed, not all of the reasons why you can't. All right? As soon as you begin to look at facts, you have stepped out of the realm of faith. All right, so what? You need to add 40 distributors in the next 25 days. If God says you can do it, you can actually do it. You just have to be willing to put in the work and go for it. Okay? If you want to sign 65 loyal customers this month, you absolutely can. You've just got to be willing to put in the work. All right? Why can you succeed? Not why can't you? Change the way you think. Change the way you think. And then you've got to act the part. Every single one of you is a little bitty baby black diamond. Every single one of us here, because I'm not a black diamond yet. So we are all baby black diamonds. If you want to be, it's just like when you're trying to lose weight. That's always forefront in my mind because I was a personal trainer. You have to think about yourself as a fit person. You do what a fit person does. And not, oh, I have to work out or I have to eat this salad. I get to work out because God allows me to move. He's created my body so that I can. And I get to eat this food because I know that's the proper choice for my body. Get to. It's all in the way you think about it. But you think like a fit person, you're going to become a fit person. If you think like an ambassador diamond, you are going to become an ambassador diamond. If you think like a good leader, you will become a good leader. If you think like a successful distributor and act like you are one, you will become one. Think about what are the things that those successful people are doing and do those things. You don't have to be those people. Don't get me wrong. This is not about not being you. This is about emulating the activities that are going to get you where you want to go. And sitting around watching Netflix for 10 hours on the weekend is not what the top earners are doing. Sitting around on my couch whining about, oh, I'm just so tired. I don't want to do this or I don't want to do that. That's not what the top earners are doing. If I want to be a top earner, if I want to be a black diamond, I need to be acting like a black diamond acts. Okay? So have a definite goal that stems from your 100% belief that God can do what God says he can do. And the power of Christ in you is more than enough to accomplish all that he is calling you to. That is all you need to know. His power in you is more than enough to accomplish all that he is calling us to. It's our job to figure out what we need to do and move forward. Learn as we go and let him guide us as we go. Okay, 100% belief, a definite goal, positive self-talk. Why can I succeed? Not why can't I succeed? I recommend reading those faith confessions. I'll go post them on the wall in a little bit. And then you've got to act the part. Okay? Act like you are the most confident blitzer on the planet. I know Rhonda puts on her Cammie Dempsey persona or her Ashley Sinclair persona. She becomes Blitz woman when it's time to blitz. She's not Rhonda Bays because Rhonda Bays has the opportunity to be scared. She becomes Wonder Woman and blitzes anyway and becomes this different. She just acts a part. All right? If you have to do that to get past whatever it is that's holding you back, then let's do that. Act the part. Just put on a blitz persona. Remember that God is using you to change the lives of others. And it's your job to open your mouth and share. That's it. Okay. I was praying for you guys today, and I keep a prayer journal. And I started it in July of 2014. I went triple in May of 2014, and I started this prayer journal in July. And as I was reading through some of it today, and I don't just write the prayer requests or the praises like in bullet form. My brain stays focused when I actually write in paragraph form my prayer. And so I'm able to go back and to read my heart from those days. And I think it was July 13th of 2014, I was praying for this team. And my prayer that day was that it be consecrated for God's glory. That he build this team with the people that he chooses, and that together we become a force that makes people realize what it is that God can do and to share his love with others. And while I have struggled over the last year because I'm stuck at a rank, I prayed in July of 2014 that this team be consecrated for the glory of God. As I was reading this today, I became overwhelmed with this immense peace, because that means the people that are with me today are the ones that God has ordered to be here for a purpose for his kingdom. Because that is what I prayed. And when we pray in accordance with his will, that is answered. So I want you guys to know, some of you may be frustrated with a lack of growth. Some of you may be frustrated with a slow start. Some of you may have gotten to a rank and gotten stuck, or you're just feeling frustrated, or you're just not really sure what's next. Know that God has ordered our days as a team, and he's got something very, very awesome for us if we are faithful to be obedient and do our parts. And that is to love him and love others and move our feet. Okay? I think I went a little bit over. I did not intend to tonight, and I'm sorry. But I love you, and I felt those things on my heart. Thank you to those leaders who shared. I appreciate you. Does anybody have any questions or last-minute comments before we sign off? No.
Just a last minute that I forgot to say. On our team wall, there's things that have helped me so much. Besides the Steps to Success, who I think it was Ashley Hughes, I saw YouTube early on, she said, keep that every month from when you start, even if you don't sign up anybody that month. You know, because you'll want to come back and look at how your business grew. And then there's the promotion plan and the boom kit also that I get a lot out of both of those. So, you know, use those things on the team wall, because for me, they're really helpful. And especially when I'm feeling like my warm market's pretty much dried up. I didn't have a big one to start with. And so I'm tips on Instagram and Facebook, and I'm creating relationships with Blitzing, but it's going to take some time.
Yeah.
And so you were talking about sowing the seeds. I have to sow the seeds and follow up, and then it's up to God to fill that volume. So
Yeah.
Thanks everybody for being here.
Awesome. Thank you, Carrie. Christy.
I just want to say thank you for praying us in. Did you get that?
Yes, I think you were cutting out on my end a little bit.
I just said thank you for praying us in.
Oh, yes.
Can I say something real fast?
Oh, yeah, I was looking for who was talking. Sorry.
That's okay. One of the things that I have really worked on this year to get over being fearful is the thing that I identify. If I'm fearful of it, that's the thing that I'm going to attack and I'm going to go after. So, one of the things that, you know, you talked about me becoming Blitzwoman. I started practicing in front of the mirror. I looked like a big old dork, but I did it. You know what? I've embraced the dorkiness, and I'm really good at blitzing now. I'm just going to say. I can blitz anybody.
I love it.
Do the thing that you're afraid of. And seriously, y'all, anybody on Team Catalyst, anybody, if you're afraid of something and you want to just practice, pick somebody that you're comfortable with and say, hey, look, let's Zoom real fast and let's practice. Let me practice with you. That's what you got to do.
I love it. Inaction breeds fear and doubt, which in turn breeds more inaction, which in turn breeds more fear and doubt, and then you're never going to go anywhere. Action drives out fear. Fear cannot remain in a place of action, because the more you do a thing, the more you realize that it is not even important enough to be feared. Or it may be important, but it's not big and scary like you thought it was. Action drives out fear.
And you didn't die.
But did you die? You're not going to die. I promise. Never once in 4 years has somebody pulled a stiletto blade on me when I tried to blitz them. Nobody's pulled a gun. Nobody's tried to put me on the floor. And I've blitzed in some pretty scary places. Nobody's tried to off me. I promise. You'll survive. Okay. Now, if you believe that God's got it, if you believe your eternity is secure, that Jesus Christ died on the cross, was buried, and rose again the third day according to the scriptures, if you can believe that, then why can't you believe he can protect you during a blitz? He can use you to help people, but you've got to open your mouth. Don't be afraid of what people think, because quite frankly, what they think about us doesn't matter. Okay? All right. Didn't mean to go even more minutes longer, but we did, and that's okay, because Jesus still loves me anyway. So,